guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. We've been talking so much lately around so many things, and this month we've been looking at the issue of anxiety. I said in my previous video that anxiety seems to be the real big deal these days in a lot of things I've seen in the society. Anxiety is a real big deal. I'm going to share one of my anxiety story with you guys. And probably if you can relate, just write it in the comment section and say I can relate. You know what I'm saying? There's this 100 level. When I was in 100 level, we had a strike. The strike was probably like 3 months, and I was really so worried. I was like, why strike now? Like, I was so worried because I felt like I had issues with getting admission at a very early stage in my life, and me getting the admission facing cost concurrent, is it concurrent? It should be concurrent. Facing constant, yet constant ASU strike was really a challenge to me at the beginning, at the very first stage. It was really, really a challenge to me. I felt, why is this like this now? Why are they always changing somebody's life? Like, it was frustrating. I was angry. I was annoyed. I was just giving different kind of attitude towards it. I was scared. I was really so scared at some point that before I knew it, negative thoughts began to just come up in my mind. I began to think, okay, what's going to happen with my life next? It seems I'm not going to make it. It seems this, it seems that, and so many things began to happen. In the midst of all those things, when the realities wanted to eat me so well, when we now got to 300 level, another strike hit us, then COVID added to it. So we had to stay at home for like, I think for like 9 to 10 months. That was really the toughest time. Staying at home for like 9 to 10 months was really so frustrating that I was just asking myself, like, what do I do with my life? What's going to happen with my life? The beauty of ASU strike that many of us don't know is that it allows a lot of Nigerian youth to really determine what they want to do with their life even after school. Even after school. So I felt like, what's going to happen with my life? What do I want to do with my life? There was just this constant worry, this constant frustration. I know one thing about anxiety is that you just tend to have it on your mind every time. Like, it just keep coming, and each time it comes, it keeps leaving a feeling of sadness, a feeling of moodiness, a feeling of being irritated, and everybody around you just cannot relate to what is going on with you. It's only you that can relate because you are the only one that know what is in your mind. And it's not funny that probably when you tell people around you, like, this is what is happening to you, they just tell you that, what is it that you are facing that somebody has not faced before. You get more angry because you just feel like probably they cannot even relate with what is going on with you. And maybe probably you're outside there and you are feeling anxiety right now, something is frustrating you, something is putting you in a constant state of worry, and you're like, how am I going to get over it? Your own might not even be a strike like mine. Your own might be unemployment, your own might be poverty, your own might be, there's just so many things around psychological issues lately in the society. You just might be probably your current state in life, you are not even happy with your current state, your current status. Yours might be relationship issues. Some people might be probably, maybe they are expectant of particular something and they are not getting it. Probably your expectations has been cut short in certain ways, and you're like, how do I do this? Like, I'm so frustrated now. How do I overcome it? How do I get out of it? Just where I was thinking that, how do I deal with ASU strike? Anyway, the good news is ASU strike is going nowhere. We got to 400 level, ASU strike continues. ASU strike is going nowhere, it continues. And the beauty of it is, I did not continue with anxiety, like feeling like, when are we going to resume and things like that. I only continued with the fact that these are major phases in life that we tend to face one way or the other. You have to understand that one of the things that bats anxiety is challenges, stress, and major things around you. And you just have to understand some things that happens around you or your life, probably is a phase or a challenge or a problem, are just temporary issues. Now, the issue about is that probably temporary issues take longer than another person, and you just feel like it is never going to end. The truth about it is that it is actually going to end, and it's more like, the more it feels like it's not going to end, the more it is actually going to end. That's the truth. It feels like it's not going to end, but it is actually going to end, and the reality is going to eat you once it ends. Like, I think there was actually no big deal in your reaction in the first place. Probably the way you have responded was really negative at the beginning of that challenge, at the beginning of that problem. I just feel like it's never going to end, and you just responded certain ways, and eventually it ended, and you just look at it and you just feel like, I think I didn't need that much response that I gave to it at that time that I gave to it. And that's just the beauty. We face challenges, we face anxiety, we face ups and downs, we ask so many questions, especially lately. Research has shown that general anxiety disorder is really very common among young adults. And what is general anxiety disorder? A constant state of worries of, okay, what will happen with my life? What will I do with my future? How do I make life out of myself? And so many things like that. And you are just at that phase. Everybody has been at that phase one way or the other. And it's just that anxiety is different phase in life. When you get to this phase, you still have something to think about in another phase. You still have something that will get you worried. You still have something that will put you in that state of stress, that state of discomfort. So it is easier for you to start looking for how to respond to anxiety now than for you to constantly swing into allowing that anxiety to respond to you. Let me use that, to respond to you each time. So you need to come out to that space where you are just aware of how you are feeling, and you are aware that you are feeling certain way because of a certain thing. So it's not really much of a big deal when you are aware of how you are feeling and how you are responding to your feelings. So the question is, how are you feeling and how are you responding to your feeling, and what you are feeling currently now, is it a permanent situation or is it a temporary situation? There are some people that even have permanent situations, probably like they feel like some things they are dealing with a particular sickness or the other, and they just feel like this is just the end of life. And some of them are even strong, like I give you kudos wherever you are, and they're like, what will be is not the end of life. I can still make something beautiful out of life and things around that. And they just keep encouraging themselves each day. I give you kudos, you are a strong person. And probably you are not as strong as you feel, and you are just shrinking in emotions and anxiety. And I'm here just to tell you that it's going to be over. You are not the only one in the boat. Don't feel like you are the only one in the boat of trying to get over anxiety. You are the only one in the boat of trying to find yourself. You are the only one in the boat of trying to get job. You are not the only one in the boat of trying to figure out what life has in stock for you. You are not the only one in the boat trying to find purpose, trying to find clarity in life. You are not the only one in the boat of poverty trying to make ends meet and just make something good out of life. What I'm telling you is you are not the only one there. And you have to be so aware that it's not just about you, it's not just about your challenges, it's more about that there's gonna be challenges at every phase of life. You have to believe that you are going to overcome it. You have to believe that it is not permanent, it is temporary. Like whatever it is, no matter how long or the long of years or anything. I was really telling somebody that the story of that man in the scripture that had to wait 38 years before he got healed was really a big deal to me. It was because I asked myself, that how can somebody wait for 38 years beside a pool, looking for somebody to just come and pull you inside the pool so that you can come out? It's a big deal for me. 38 good years. None of us can really wait that long because the level of patience in this century and this generation is really so low. And the man had to wait. And while he was waiting, Jesus walked up to the man and said, your faith has made you whole. And I was like, just like that, after 38 years, like just like that, there's no big deal in the years that he had waited. And here's the good news. Eventually, when whatever it is that is giving you anxiety gets solved, when everything gets, probably you just feel peace once again, you just ask yourself, so that's all. So that's how situations like get, that is like that's all. And before you know it, in the midst of trying to wonder or trying to ask yourself that's all, you are in another phase of life, you are facing another questions of life, and you are facing another anxiety in life, and you are trying to answer another question of life. So it's more of how you respond to anxiety, and how you respond to anxiety matters a lot in your life, in how you handle things around you, in how you see things around you. So you have to have a belief concept, you have to have self-awareness, you have to understand that whatsoever it is that happens to you is not permanent. Until you build that kind of concept with yourself, there is tendency that you might make primary decisions. You can even make permanent decisions on temporary feelings. You can. So you need to develop a kind of mindset that you are beyond whatever it is that happens to you. Like issues happen, things happen, challenges happen, and just tell yourself that I cannot make temporary decisions or permanent decisions on temporary issues. That's very important. And you just have to be aware that okay, this is how I'm feeling towards this kind of issues, but the feeling is not going to stop it. So the question is, what do I do to solve it? How do I attend to this particular issue? And another thing about it is you have to believe that you are tougher than whatever it is that happened to you. Being tough is not a function of being a strong person per se. Mm-mm. Being strong is a function of the strength of your mind. How you believe that, regardless of what you go through, you are going to get better. You have to build an optimistic personality trait to get strength. You have to be positive. You have to stay positive. And being positive is not when something positive happens to you. Being positive is when you decide to be positive, when you choose to be positive, regardless of all the negative things that happens to you. So I would like you guys to write in the comment section what's your latest anxiety what's your latest anxiety issues, like probably what's giving you anxiety lately. If you don't feel too shy, just drop it in the comment section. What's giving you anxiety? Dropping it in the comment section is also a form of therapy. You might not know, I'm telling you now. Feel free to drop it and feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more. And also don't forget to give us thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed today's section on Hope Alive Therapy. We give solutions to psychological issues in the society. I'll see you in my next video where we'll still be talking around anxiety issues.